Okay, people, look here at the time. I don't know what made me sleep late, but I was up early, decided, oh, this is for the birds, went back to bed till like after 8 this morning. I'm a miracle person. 10:01 a.m., 8/7/2017. I'm so sorry. Weather's calling for rain all week, and it's kind of overcast right now. So I think I'm affected by that right now. I don't know what's wrong with Walmart. There's no buy button. I reloaded several times, and part of the time I'll end up on, we're sorry, we're having mechanic or technical difficulties. Please try again later. And so I wanted to get some fluids in here. And I can't do it without a buy button. So, but I was in there watching ID. I took my, I had a little bit of orange crush left in a 2-liter bottle without going out on the porch to get more. I was keeping the boxes out there because I didn't want it in the way in here. So, had a little bit and then added some Mountain Dew, and then I had that crush, strawberry crush drink enhancer, the little concentrate, so I gave it a squirt. So that's pretty decent for a mixed drink. But while I was watching ID, of course, my receptors all go off because it's on a court scene, or was, when I was in there less than 5 minutes ago. And this lawyer's up there talking this and that and the other, and I'm going, well, wait a minute. This can't be. It can't be both ways. Okay? Like, they always tell us in AA, it's one way or the other. You're either pregnant or you're not. You can't be somewhat pregnant. Well, John Myers, my husband, can't somewhat have a prior. Okay? We waltzed right in there. The city, they, whoever you want, whatever you want to title that, the them, you know, wanted us where they wanted us, okay? We went to the Curry's office. We signed the papers. And we got the house and moved in. We took possession of the house on a contract for deed at 208 South Washington, which is across the street from MELITA DAYCARE, which was operationally functional at that very time, to the north of our house, okay? Our house, okay. From 3rd Street, where the, church and senior center is, there in downtown SEDALIA. I should have a map up, but I don't. Might be my connection rate not giving me my add cart button. Alright. Where that all is downtown, if you're familiar with that at all. 3rd Street, then a vacant lot. Then an alley, then our house. Then a vacant lot, then 2nd Street, and then MELITA Day. Okay? It's a guesstimate, but I'd say that that house and MELITA Day are within 1,000 feet of each other. Okay? By law, if you're an offender, you need to be outside of that perimeter of 1,000 feet. Okay? That's it. We got that house. Boom, boom, boom. My mom didn't want to load us down because when we took her over there to look at it, she was like flabbergasted. She says, there's no way that I'm going to loan you or give you, whatever it was, money down on this wreck. But we impressed her later, I assure you. And somewhere there's pictures to prove that. But she found it quite comfortable and would come over and hang out with us. Hang wallpaper, paint. She loved to hang wallpaper. My mother and the wallpaper hanging, and her friend, the doctor's wife, whatever her name was, she was friends with Jan Campbell and this other one, I forget her name, an older one. But they were all kind of chummy, you know, off and on. They didn't run the social scene very much, but they did have a common bond. So they liked to do stuff like that. That was one of the things they liked to do. One of them actually liked to go into thrift shops and buy furs. I thought they were characters. For some of the... But back to this thing, okay? Who does that? Who does that? We got this big whoop-de-doo of a law. You know, this was this blasting up in everybody's face thing. Can't let these offenders, especially the child offenders, be too close to these places, all right? That's the law, all right? By God, we got the law. Everybody should be pretty much happy, all right? I wouldn't be even squawking about this, but I know my spouse did not have a prior when he was sentenced as a repeat offender. And taken his side about this. Most definitely. Because they're in the wrong. Okay? If he had a prior, and that's in reference to 1985, when the story of his wife number 2, Nancy, and his stepdaughter, Robin, and her dating the judge's son, and her telling the truth about what she had lied about to the judge's son, and the judge's son related it to the judge, and no more prior, or no more thing. Okay, she had said that John had done some stuff to her, but it came out later that her and the mom and the grandma had concocted the whole thing to get, I don't know, I think he said car and new clothes. Okay? Her mom had some money, so whatever. She should have just bought her the car and new clothes to begin with, because even after the divorce papers were signed, John told me himself, I was out of town on the last vacation as a single woman that I would be with my parents down in a cave in the Ozarks, and Nancy went over and seduced him in his room at the boarding house. So even after all this stuff that was concocted and they put him through, saying he was some kind of child criminal, it didn't matter then. She took him to bed anyway, despite that. So, I mean, what does that say? Her character and his character, it's just such a crazy mess, you know? He did this to my daughter. Okay, therefore I'm divorcing him, but whoa, wait a minute. I think I need to go to bed with him while his girlfriend's out of town. Really? Nancy, at this point I'm kind of glad you don't live anymore. You know? Because stupid people like that just make me sick. And the daughter too. I looked her up on Facebook. She might think she's all that, but she's not all that. We're going to put this man through total hell, and then my mom's going to waltz over there into the boarding room he manages to rent and give him what for? Really? So the reason you got rid of him in the first place was invalid? Because then it's okay to go to bed with him? Really? That's one of the most moronic things I have ever heard of in my entire life. You're rotten and no good up to the point of me divorcing you because you did this, that, and the other, but hey, wait a minute. Let's go have sex, okay? All that aside, let's go do the horse and pony show, okay? Because all that doesn't matter now. I just want you in the hay a while. Okay? So just like with the stupid non-prior. Pardon me. Let me sip. Got too much strawberry crush on that one. Ugh. It's okay with no non-prior. So he and I could contract that house. This is the whole gist of my wig out right now. Because they wanted us in that house, or they wouldn't have had us in that house. They wanted us in that house bad enough to say, look, you have no prior. You're going to live across the street from a daycare that's functionally operational with little kids all in it, and your kid's going to go there. And you're going to go over at the end of his half day there and go pick him up and be right on their doorstep, right in their reception room. Because no prior, okay? We get it so far? 23 years of knocking heads with nothing. Nothing for me to show for it. I'm kind of upset with this. No prior, move right in, sign on the line, start making your payments to this address here, blah, blah, write your check, clickety-click, stamp it, slap a stamp on it, or bring it to the office, whichever. We did both, depending, you know. We're going to be down there, might as well swing this by the office. No, we're too busy, let the mailman pick it up off the box, here's the clothespin, clip. Okay, right across the street from there, no prior. Follow? Yeah, I'm old and crotchety, what of it? Just call me Crusty Rusty. Rusty Crusty. Alright, so then up to 95, as magic as that prior has been so far, poof, back into existence, so Middlehauser can have the privilege and the pleasure to get John sentenced as a repeat offender. To get that extra long sentencing on there. You get it? Now where will we be a little later with this thing? Is it going to disappear again? Is it going to go away? Because this is totally ridiculous. Yeah, I'm hollering. That prior, non-prior, is a convenience to someone and an inconvenience to us. It's like this thing, we only call on it as a special power when we want it and need it to work. It will work if we work it. Till we get this? We were shanghaied. Taxpayers funding that kind of craziness are also shanghaied with that. Because you know what? I'm going to encourage John Myers to sue the ass off whoever. Totally, totally ridiculous, SEDALIA. Someone should do a lot more than send your all's asses to bed at night without dinner. You get my drift? Totally and utterly ridiculous. And I've said it from the get-go. This is ridiculous. I don't know what crawled up their backside and decided to do a monkey's tailspin. Sure wasn't anything with any smarts. Catching the next one, I'll calm down hopefully.